Well, there are a few existing claviers planted under these phytosterums in this zone, and the designer has put a note in their clavier or clivier transplant to the base of the photinia. To put the claviers in, it's library plants and named, and I'll start up here. Go to the plants section, instead of looking in the standard section, look in the named section, and there's a representation of what a clavier might look like. So we'll insert that into the drawing, and you might want to scale that a little. Looks a bit small to me. We'll bring it up and just check its size. Remember, everything is full size, so that's about 1/2 metre, which is reasonable. So there's a whole range of them there. Copy, paste, paste, paste. So that's the group that is going to be transplanted. I think copy one more from there through to there, and we need to add a line from there pointing to the clavier. We'll keep polar on, so we'll make that line horizontal. And because I'd left the drawing colour at magenta, I need to change that and say that line should be drawn by layer. One of the criticisms of computer-aided design landscape drawing is things look a bit too artificial and regular. It's a good idea to say, in this case, I'll come over here and click on 2, the plus sign, so I can grab these cliviers, and it's a good idea just to rotate them around so they're all at a different angle. And if you can scale them as well, it's being very fussy, but just varying the rotation angle and the size of symbols is a good idea. We could do the same here. Can you see I can spin that one around? I can copy, it's a fatsier, and just change the scale a little. Bring it down, make it a little smaller. It just gives us a more realistic and more artistic view. At the front of the shed and by the corner here, the designer has noted an existing callistemum which he's thinking of replacing with an olive. But if you want to leave that as a callistemum, you might want to pick that symbol, right click, and say I'm going to edit that block. Where the tips here are pink in colour, let's change that to red, because the callistemums are distinctly red, although that red is a little too intense. Let's choose from the standard set of colours a different red, maybe not quite as stark. That one will do, and then we'll use modify match properties, pick up the properties from that one and just work our way around. I'm picking each of these individually at the moment, but I could wrap a box around, say, those two. Still not getting two at once, and that's a little quicker. There's a group here, and we can pick all of those, I think. So you can see the window way of picking these can be a little easier. And we're done. And I'll close the block editor. Now that symbol's been updated and looks a little more realistic.